Righto, Thoroughbreds. Welcome back to another episode of Penalty Broncos. We are the number one Broncos podcast that we listen to. If you're new here, welcome. You're about to experience some heavy glazing. You've come at the right time, metaphorically or otherwise. If you're returning, welcome back. Good to have you back on board. I know there's a lot of you starting to grow out there, enjoying the potty. Good stuff. Stay around and keep going. We'll move on. We've got our forward pack online. Langers, mate, how's your weekend been? How's your week been?
Yeah, good, mate. It was compliance week this week, so everybody's in town getting all of our slings tested and all that sort of stuff, doing our 6-month training, so first aid and all of our rescues and all that sort of stuff that we got to do every 6 months. And this time it was our yearly medical as well to be live liney. So live line medical, so
How'd
height,
that go,
weight,
mate?
hearing test, eye test, spirometer, so do the old big lung blow in the tube fucking thing, and nearly pass out in front of the hot nurse. So that was fun. So, but no, passed with colours. Probably we're not flying colours, but enough to get the job done for another 12 months. So yeah, no, and weekend was good, mate. My brother, he flew up from Brisbane for some work due, so caught up with him, and just bumming around the house doing chores like what basically everybody needs to do on the weekends, mate. So no, nice and chilled, no real dramas or issues. So yeah, no, it was good, mate. What about you, Ringer? How was yours, mate?
Yeah, mate, it was good. Good to be home. We had the big trip down to St. George for a local government conference down there. It's a fucking long way from Bullia. I can give you the red hot tip. So yeah, drove 2 days to get there, did 2 days down there, drove 2 days to get home. So, nothing like 6 days away for a 2-day conference. But anyway, fucking grow up and get an airport is all I can say. So had the weekend with the girls, mate. Great time. Though you realise a few things when you go away for so long and the kids come and sort of give you the big cuddle and make you realise what you're doing it all for. So, you have that real wholesome sort of moment. And then now I'm in Big Bad Baduri, which is 500 kilometres from the nearest place anyone fucking knows about, I reckon. About 200k north of Birdsville for the Thoroughbreds playing at home. So, yeah, if the quality's not the best, talk to Telstra, I think. But we've got a couple of days down here and then back home, mate, and I'm not fucking driving anywhere else, I don't think, for about a month, hopefully. So, yeah, how'd you go, Brito? You get over the weekend, mate?
Yeah, mate. We got through it. We had a double header on the weekend with the soccer and a few other things like that. But we went to Luxnua on Saturday night. I went there with the missus celebrating the second wedding anniversary. A little bit of a cabaret dinner. Pretty good. Anyone in Townsville wants to experience something different, head along. There's one guy there, the way he dresses during the show, you probably could have an argument that that's his natural state, I reckon. There's not a lot of acting involved in that one. So,
very
but
comfortable
he did it
in the role.
very, very comfortable, mate. That's a great word to put it down. Yeah. But good on him, and he did a great job. He certainly made the show somewhat bearable. No, it wasn't that bad. It was just a bit different, but I love those sort of things. If anyone's been to Dracula, it's kind of like Dracula's. But anyway, we will move on to a proper glazing.
Yes,
shout out everyone as you are listening now. Please smash the like button on whatever you're listening. That'd be great. If you're not subscribed, you're new, please hit the bell as well on YouTube. There's a few other things you can do, Spotify, Apple. Make sure you follow along to get all the notifications. We are on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Big news at the end of the show with the Instagram, so hang around for that stuff. Yeah. Overall game result here, we took on the Knights there for round 25 of the Telstra NRL Premiership at Clown Stadium in Newcastle. McDonald Jones, that was on Sunday. Now, capacity there is 33,000. It was rumoured to have sold out, and they got pretty close. 25,813 is the official tally. So good stuff. Looked like absolutely ripper weather compared to the wet and wild stuff that we've seen over the NRLW Magic Round and a few other games since. Ripper weather. Looked so good. First half, apparently also, I think it was half time. I forget who was doing the interview. They said it was a bit heavy, which makes sense given the amount of rain that they did have. A couple of lads were cramping up pretty early. But first half, 6-14, we went into the sheds with the lead there. Come out in the second half, and it was 6-32 for a 12-46 win. Pumping, you would say. Some people still not satisfied, still think we should have put them away a bit further, but I have the opinion that I liked the patience at the start, even though Reece did get a little bit antsy there for a bit, but they pulled him back in. Possession was 47% to 53%. Completion rate, 65% for the Newcastle Knights, 26 out of 40. 78% for us, didn't quite hit that 80, but 33 out of 42. Average set meters was 35.8 to 45.49. Tackle efficiency, 84.11% to the Knights, 81.07 to us. They made 344. We made 304. They missed 55. We missed 40. So before you jump up and down about the 55 that they missed, we didn't do too bad ourselves. Ineffective for them, they were 10. We had 31 ineffective tackles. I didn't think we were that bad. But yeah. But anyway, that's the tally. That's what it was. Errors 14-10, and we can't win a fucking penalty count to save ourselves. It ended up 3-7 is the way that it went. I don't know what, we are climbing that ladder. We must nearly be in first for penalties conceded, I think.
We're going to have to rename the podcast soon.
Yeah.
Mate, well, I've had so many thoroughbreds reach out and say that, hey, like the tally, I think it was random stats guys, or someone's put out like the penalties conceded table, and we're winning. Like we are well above on that one. So on report 0-0, which was good, even though we did have a Shiba sin bin right at the death there. Anyway, play the ball speed 3.6 seconds versus 3.72 to us. Offloads 14 by the Knights, 8 from us. Dummy half passes 14-33. Dummy passes, sorry, not dummy half passes. So we were certainly throwing it out there to see if they take the bite. Interchange, 8 out of 8 for the Knights, 7 out of 8 for us. Madge doing his one up the sleeve for an emergency trick as always. However, others still did find the field. And I'm pretty sure we've seen Shiba move into the second row for that little shift, which is interesting. Considered our stocks in the second row are a bit depleted at the moment. So it's good to see that Shiba, who, by the way, is leading the entire team in minutes played. Yeah. So well done, Shiba, going from barely fringy to an absolute weapon and a must in our team. So good stuff there. All right, I will hand over to the Langers there for a review of the game. Start to get the glazing happening.
Yes, let's absolutely get into it, thoroughbreds. So yes, as we all know, Broncos v Knights. We're once again looking for the 13 plus as we do every single week. So let's kick off. Broncos kick off as well. So let's start. So a couple of minutes, backwards and forwards, and then first cab off the rank. Let's start things off with the third minute. We'll start it off with a try to Katoni Staggs.
Yeah.
That's how you want to start a review, boys.
Exactly.
Just straight off the bat, straight into it. Let's dance, let's boogie, let's start glazing. So yeah, the man he makes a break himself. He basically sets up his own try like the play before. Makes a lovely little break, and then gets it, does a little dance and a little bit of a carry on, and then Staggs muscles his way over. Yeah, very well good for the third minute. Love to see it. Walsh's kick hits the uprights. Let's take a few tallies on that one throughout the notes. Not converted, 4-0 in the third minute. Lads, what were your thoughts on that try? Ring, I'll start with you, mate.
Mate, it's an ominous sign for opposition teams when they see Katoni ripping and tearing this early in a game, because he's been, noted this season and last couple of seasons to sort of take a bit to warm into it. But, getting it in the third minute and copping a Katoni fucking special. Warning signs, and good signs for the Broncos early that we were shredding some meters up that edge. So, yeah, great start. And exactly what we wanted, I think, as thoroughbreds to say, we don't want to fuck around here. Let's pump these losers because we have a tendency to play teams into fucking form.
Yeah. Yes, we do. Brito, how about you, mate?
Mate, it definitely got the blood flowing in the right direction. Seeing a big old Katoni make a break, you get a little bit of a dancing Reece, and then the backing up from Katoni there to go over and beat his chest and do all the good stuff. 3 minutes in, glorious stuff. I must tell the thoroughbreds as well. I was watching the entire game from a chipmunks playground while my littlest boy was at a 3-year what is he 4? It was a 4-year-old's birthday party, so. Yeah, I had to contain myself a little bit, and that was certainly a hard one.
Yeah. The middle of chipmunks. Fuck yes, Katoni.
Yes, no, lovely. So 4-0 after the 3rd minute, into the 6th minute, after a superb long ball from Reece Walsh, and that ball was just chef's kiss. Putting Katoni Staggs once again into space. Dean Mariner is being held up in goal on the Broncos' second tackle. What a pass by Reece! Just like 6 minutes in, he is everywhere. He's dancing out of tackles. And I was like, this is the Reece that we love to see, that we pay the big money for. This is going to be a good day for the thoroughbreds, right? Broncos set ends with a Paddy Carrigan knock on. It was a bit of, just that hard ball into the chest, bounces off the chest. He was coming right into contact. So a couple of my mates reckon he was about to score, but he had about 3 nights to get through. So maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But yeah, set ends with a Paddy Carrigan knock on. From the 6th minute into the 8th minute, penalty to the Broncos for holding down Katoni Staggs, and the tackle from Knights number 13, Tyson Frizzell. Basically, just helps the Broncos get out of their end, and definitely helps them get out of their end, because still in the 8th minute, we see a try to Josiah Karapani after the Broncos spread it left after the scrum to put Josiah into space. I thought the Knights number 19, James Schiller, I think he did a fantastic job nearly keeping Karapani off the deck there, stopping him from scoring that try. I think Karapani would have had to have about 4 or 5 digs at it before he could actually get the ball down. So once we've said it once, we'll say it again. We give credit where credit is due. So yeah, good on you, James. But yep, Karapani still scores, so yeah, we'll move on. Kick hits the posts again, so not converted, 8-0. Lads, what were your thoughts on that one, Brito?
Mate, Josiah in this game particularly, and he does it quite often, but running with bad intentions. Like, he's going to put the ball down is his first thought, like try time. He's going to run through you, and if he decides not to do that, he's going to step hard back onto the inside, and he loves a good little left foot step back in there. But the power that he runs with and the determination was just getting me up and about this entire game. Little chat back as well to that Paddy Carrigan knock on. So that was Reece. I feel like Reece was getting a little bit overexcited at this point in the game. And I feel like Benny Hunt did a really good job at just like, hey, you need to let's not do this sort of thing. Because Katoni comes out, scores that try that he scored with a great little dance around. He tries to throw the hard pass at Carrigan to get him through. That would have been pretty cool. And then this Karapani run would have got the boys up and about 100%. Like, that was a great individual effort. Great on both. Like, Schiller and Karapani both did a pretty good play there to try and do one over the other. So it was great. And it was good to see the little battles popping up across the field too. Karapani was certainly up for it. Katoni was up against Best, so it was great to see.
Yep, no, definitely. What about you, Ringer, mate?
Yeah, mate. I just like the sort of subtlety and the not overplaying your hand that Shiba has. Like when he cut inside and got the gap, he didn't think twice. He didn't overplay his hand. He just offloaded to a bloke in a better position. And like Brito said, Karapani runs with intent, and that left foot is not subtle. But holy fuck, he doesn't have a red hot crack at it. So, great to see. And yeah, like you said, Schiller, I thought he got it down when he dove over. It wasn't until
So did
they
I.
started wrestling on the ground. I'm like, fuck, he hasn't got this yet. And then
Mm.
he eventually got there. But I mean, that's a good effort. A flying bloke, Nelly on the line, and you fucking go very close to holding him up. But, Dean Mariner scored on the other side anyway. So it's, just a little bit of fucking when they called it held up. Anyway, we won't go there. We'll just be happy with our Karapani try.
One quick note as well, and this really brought it back to my attention. Fucking Brandy again. We moved games into a Sunday during the day, and we still get Brandy. And he was in fucking fine form on this on the commentary for this one. And that try there with Joe, he was up and about. Anyway, I love Brandy, but far out, mate.
Yeah, every Broncos game.
Every game.
Does seem to be every Broncos game of late. Definitely.
It's almost like he volunteers for it. I wonder if he secretly.
For it, yeah. Yeah, so it is 8-0 after the 8th minute. So, that's good signs for the Broncos. From the 8th minute into the 13th minute, penalty to the Knights after Gemma Shibasaki was caught offside or inside the 10 metres. Helps the Knights get out of their own end. Their set ends with a bomb that is taken pretty comfortably by Walsh. Then into the 16th minute, we see a penalty to the Knights for a strip by Corey Jensen. Attacking opportunity for the Knights. Captain's challenge from the Knights after it was ruled the Dane Gagai knocked on in that next set. So he sort of got the ball, tried to pass, and it just sort of went backwards. And then he was on the ground. And he sort of just raked it towards himself, which is, basically challenge is unsuccessful after the replay shows him dragging the ball towards the Broncos line, which constitutes as a knock on, basically. So, yeah, it was good. 16th minute, they've lost their captain's challenge. We're still up, 8-0. So good. Then into the 17th minute, we see a penalty to the Broncos for Knights number 6, Jake Arthur, holding down Josiah Karapani in the tackle. That helps the Broncos get out of their end. Set ends with Billy Walters running on the 5th and being tackled on the Knights' 10-metre line. There sort of wasn't too much else happening at that stage, so it wasn't the worst play by Billy. I know he does have that tendency to run when he should have passed and pass when he should have run and all that sort of stuff of late. But this he's been sort of pretty good, and I think that was pretty fine, like pushing down into their end. They've got a full set to try to get out of it. So, I wasn't too upset with that one. Then for the next couple of minutes, the Knights do 2 interchanges, and we do our first one in the 22nd minute, which is Kobe Hetherington comes on for Payne Haas, who goes off.
The big 100 man.
To the 25th minute, Ben Hunt puts the ball down after trying to pass to Kobe Hetherington while coming into contact. My little note here is a sporadic play from the Broncos in the last 10 minutes, sorry. And yeah, it was just that sort of period. I don't know, they just weren't very conducive as a team, if that's a word you want to use. Reece was doing some weird things. We'll probably talk about that at halftime. There just wasn't really that direction, I guess, that you sort of have when Reynolds is there. Like, I think if that sort of starts, Reynolds is the first one to correct that ship if it starts going a bit off course. And there was just like a 10-minute sort of play where, the Broncos just weren't really being the Broncos, especially how they started anyway. So, I thought it was just a little bit sort of weird. Then in the 26th minute, our boy Ben Tulty, he comes on for Corey Jensen. Then in the 28th minute, lads, I'll get your thoughts on this one. We see a try to Kobe Hetherington after Reece Walsh puts Jaden Hunt into space, who passes back to Reece, who strolls over the line and instead of scoring the try, decides to pass to Kobe, who then puts it down just straight under the sticks. Now, I know a lot of people that were upset with that one because they had Reece in their multis and they were just watching their potential multi just fall to bits in front of their own eyes. But Reece did it for Kobe's 100th game. Our Thoroughbreds weren't aware of that one, so that's why he did it. Kick converted. It was right in front of the sticks. 14-0. But, lads, what were your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I think Reece might have got a bit of a baking in the halftime sheds from Maguire about that. And I do understand. I think Kevy Walters may have even I don't know which side he was on. I know there's a conversation in the commentary about whether or not that was the right thing to do, and what he could have dropped it. Yes, but I mean, the whole week's been about Ben Hunt, 350, player or whatever it was to do it. One day after Daly Cherry Evans did his 350, interesting enough, they debuted one day apart as well, for the same team. So there you go.
There you go.
But I love it. Seriously, like let the lad have a try on his 100th. Why not? Like, I know Hectic. I think Hectic Fred put up a reel like almost instantly because he had Walsh in a multi, so he was losing his shit. Walsh, he got one later on anyway. So it's the Knights. Like, it's not like he's not going to get one. So I just put that in there in case Lincoln listens to this at the night of there.
Just a bit spit, and then the rage fucking throws his laptop across the room.
He's got to stop inviting Broncos fans to the games, I reckon, because he did that to me. He did it to me last year, and then he had two of them in the shed this year. So not good times for him. But great passes of play. Jaden Hunt did his role perfectly. Great support play by Reece. It shows in his stats like how on he was, and a reward to Kobe for being there. How about we just put it down to that? He was backing up regardless, and he was there, able to do it. So he scored.
Yep. No, I'm with you there. What about you, Ringer? How do you see it, mate?
Yeah, mate. Everyone's making a big deal out of bloody Reece not, giving the ball to Kobe. But I mean, think of all the people that had Kobe any time in their bloody multis. They're the silent mob that aren't being recognised in this whole charade. So Reece gets one in the end. Glass half full sort of stuff, mate. But I think the thing that I was happiest about was the ball playing that led up to it. Like Reece with that fucking killer short ball, and then Jaden summing it up perfectly too. Same thing, not overplaying his hand, not taking it too close to the fullback to make it difficult for himself. Just got himself in a position. Reece back on the inside is pretty safe bet. If Reece is in there lurking around, you can give him the ball with a fair bit of distance, and he'll probably make it happen anyway. So, but no, I was just happy with the ball playing, mate. Like he was definitely on one, Reece, after that big cutout to Katoni or something earlier in the game, and then this one, the short ball into space. Yeah, he was on a tear.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely was. And looking at the stats, which we'll obviously get to later, you can just see by that the level that Reece was playing at. So yeah, can't wait to get to those. But we still have a lot to get through, Thoroughbred, so we shall continue. After the 28th minute, it is 14-0. Into the 30th minute, we see a penalty to the Knights after Jordan Ricky didn't clear the ruck. That helps the Knights get out of their end once again. Set ends with Paddy Carrigan knocking the ball dead, so Knights' Leo Thompson doesn't score. Broncos attempt a short dropout, which ends up going 30 metres, giving the Knights another shot at a try. And look, hey, I will... Oh, Britta, you got something to say?
Yeah, that win must have been, like, they all were mentioning in the commentary that the Broncos had the wind at their backs. That win must have been pretty hectic, I reckon.
Yeah.
And I know in that stadium it does like to flow through there pretty intense. Yeah, it's a bit deceptive, I thought.
Yeah, hey, if you just did a fucking long dropout, it wouldn't have happened, eh? You just fucking just
send 70 metres.
Exactly right. So, anyway, what happens because of that? In the 33rd minute, we see a try to the Knights' number 10, Leo Thompson, after a grubble behind the line on the 5th. So, I've got a note here that says Walsh slightly out of position here, so I'll get your thoughts on that one. I thought he was. I thought if he was a little bit more sort of to the right, then he probably would have had a better chance of getting the ball before Leo did. But, the result from a failed short dropout, which 100% it was. If you want to try to do that short shit, and you can't blame the win, you still set up for that short dropout. So risk to reward, boys. Risk to reward. Kick converted, 14-6. Lads, how'd you see that one, Ringer?
Yeah, mate, I'm 100% with you. You've got a howling wind behind you, and you're playing the fucking Knights that haven't been able to score a point in the last however long. The fucking thing as far as you can, and just you're probably going to get a knock on their 40, and then you've got the good field position. So I hate it, especially with all the other things that line up in your favour, like the wind and the fact that you're in front, doing it pretty comfortably. What's the point? But I do agree. Reece was out of position for both of those kicks. They got pretty close. just a kick before Paddy knocked it out. So yeah, he was trucking across there, but like when you watch a replay, his first 10 meters was just ambling, and then he put the sprint on, and he nearly got there. But I mean, it's just those little things that teams like Melbourne, Penrith, Cleary, Nico Hines, and that they're going to watch that and go, we do a quick shot away from Reece and could have dabbed in behind. If he doesn't put his skates on, he can get caught out. So it's just something to work on, definitely.
Yep. Brito, how'd you see it, mate?
Yeah, I think it was a combination of a few things. Walshy definitely out of position, not where he would have liked to have been. And Leo, just a great effort to get it down in the end. It was well-deserved try, I feel. Great individual effort, great kick as well, put through. So I'm not too phased. Like, it would be obviously better if Reece had done a better job at getting to where he should have been. No doubt they'll probably work on that during the week, especially coming up against the Cowboys with Tom Dearden's kicking game and whatnot, and Clifford's as well. Work on that, I reckon. What else was there? Next year, we'll have to take a tally on short dropout versus points. And I reckon we'll get a tally. I reckon we'll get a tally for that and see how we stack up and whether the risk and the reward is right.
I can tell you what the answer will be already. I don't think we need to go through all that work, eh?
100%. 100%.
Yes, rightio. Let's go. So, yeah, it is 14-6 after the 33rd minute. Also in that 33rd minute, the Broncos do their third interchange, which Payne Haas comes on for Paddy Carrigan. Knights also do their third interchange. Jacob Saifidi comes on for Leo Thompson. Then into the 36th minute, we see a forward pass from the Knights' number 3, Dane Gagai, gives the Broncos a scrum feed on their 10-metre line. I've got Knights were looking threatening in that passage of play, which I think they was. And I think maybe Dane was a little bit maybe hard done by calling that ball forward. I mean, we're Broncos, so we're going to happily take it and say it was forward, but the shoe was on the other foot. I think there'll be a few thoroughbreds upset with that referee decision there, but luckily it went our way, so we will keep going. Into the 38th minute, Reece Walsh kicks on the third, and Dom Young from the Knights ends up knocking it dead for a Knights dropout. Now, look, Langer's got to eat a bit of humble pie here because the Knights do a short dropout and Dom Young takes it very effortlessly. So, it can work, but, the risk to reward, it's just not there for me personally. Like we've seen two, one of them has come off and the other one has resulted in a try. So the Knights didn't score off doing a short dropout, but, they scored because the Broncos did a short dropout. So risk to reward, do what you want with that one, make your own decisions there. Then into the 40th minute, Sorry, brother.
Sorry. To be fair, the Knights haven't contested a fucking kick all year, and then they go and do that shit.
Yeah.
So
good
probably
point.
took us off guard.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. Then, into the 40th minute, so Broncos with the last play of the half, which ends with a pass from Katoni Staggs to Dean Mariner, which is just that little bit too in front of him for Dean to hang on to. So could have been something if, Dean had hung on to it. We all know how fast he is. We saw it coming up in the second half, how fast he is. So, yeah, it would have been, ifs, buts, and maybes. But unfortunately, that's how it went. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is half time. So, yeah, Broncos lead 14-6. Couple of little halftime notes here. I've got Reece Walsh has been everywhere. No one's going to question that one, but has made some questionable kicking choices, preventing more attacking opportunities for the Broncos. And yeah, I think that was true. There was that period of play where, especially when they were sort of acting a bit more sporadic, Reece did 2 kicks, just kicked it out on the fourth, 2 of them, and both of them didn't really need to happen. Like, yes, that second set that he did it in, they weren't going anywhere. It was unorganized, but it was only the fourth. Like, they could have just reshaped, reset up, gone in for, that 5th tackle. They were on like the Knights 30 when Reece kicked it out. So, like, I felt like they could have got that set back with just one more straight run, sort it all out, everybody back into position. Then we'll go for a high bomb kick on the 5th or grub it through, run it on the short, down the short side, whatever. I don't think kicking it out was the right move there. Especially when it was only like 25 minutes in or 30 minutes in or something, like it wasn't that late in the game where everybody was asking for, a breather. So I thought it was a little bit weird that he did that, but I also liked that Benny Hunt had a little bit of a chip at him as well. So, good to see that old head stepping up and being like, "Bud, no, we don't need to be doing that. Calm your farm," sort of stuff. Katoni Staggs versus Bradman Best is a great matchup so far. They were going really well, and that's a good matchup too. Bradman Best is a good player. We all know how good Staggs is. We'll glaze that boy every single week. So there was a good little matchup. And Karapani's skinning lads left, right, and centre, which is just sort of backs under what you said before, Brito, because he was just stepping the soul out of lads for that little first half there. So lovely to see. But yeah, lads, what were your sort of thoughts on the first half? Ringo, I'll start with you, mate.
Yeah, mate, a pretty, a pretty well controlled and a lot more subdued first half than I was expecting after the hot start. Definitely would have liked, I don't know what was going on with the kicks from Reece, but I don't know whether that's just him resetting himself. But honestly, I think leave that sort of decision making to Benny Hunt in that situation. I think we can all agree on that. Like, he has his place. He can kick a ball fucking a long way, can Reece. Hence the 40-20 count on his stat sheet this year. But yeah, I that was curious, and I'm, like you said, glad that Hunty sort of chipped him a few times about, like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Especially on that 31. The first one, I was like, fair enough. Like, just I think that was more of a miss kick than trying to get it over the sideline. It looked like he was going to try and pin him in the corner there. But the second one definitely was just like zero need for it. We could have punched another one up the middle, potentially had a shot at field goal because it was pretty close at half time. But anyway, I think there was some leakiness around the middle where they were making some meters, but mainly because every time we tried to do any sort of ruck slowing down, we got fucking penalised for it. So we'll just, they just six again. So yeah, I think that's something we definitely need to tighten up going forward, because it's been a bit of a theme where teams can roll. Like, they roll downfield and we seem to defend pretty well on our line, but like, we shouldn't let it get to that, I don't think. But yeah, no, happy with it, mate. I'm happy with how subdued it was, really, because we've seen the holes, we've seen what we could do to them in a few short plays. So I think we needed that all to come together, and it did. But I can definitely not sit here and lie to you and say I did not have a few butterflies in the tummy going into half time, thinking that we're gonna play another lot into form here and they're gonna come back and beat us. But anyway, we got there at the end.
Yep. No, I was definitely in that same boat with you, especially being like, 14-6. I thought it should have been a bit more than 14-6 personally. But yeah, second half was good, that we'll get into directly. But Brito, mate, how did you see the first half?
Yeah, I was about the same. Hey, like 14-6 after a Katoni try in the second, third minute, whatever it was. I thought we were hot to trot, especially we had a Dean Mariner hold up when we had a Josiah try. Like, we're on here, sort of thing. We should be able to do this easy. Then we just a couple of lapses, a couple of Reece moments, a couple of rocks, I guess you could say, from that. But like, the thing you're like, was it, do we do that against another team, or we are just doing it because it's the Knights?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, that sort of thing. Like, would Ben, with the two kicks, I know he had a go at Reece. Would he have done that earlier? If we were a different team, like, hey, no, like, what are you doing? And then nip that in the bud early, sort of thing, with some of the stuff that he was doing. But as a team with stats wise, though, like, some of these numbers by halftime, Karapani had already cracked 100 meters made mark. He was on 112. Offloads we had 4 offloads. Staggs had 8 tackle breaks. And for those super coach lovers, he was nearly on 100 points in the first 40 minutes. It was impressive stuff. What was he, 76 points after 15 minutes or something?
Yeah, something
it was
ridiculous.
Line breaks 3 for Staggs. Walsh had 2 line break assists, and we had 4 errors, and technically not one of them was a Reece Walsh error. So like the pass that he threw to Carrigan, that's not an error. That's a handling error to Carrigan. The kicks out were just kicks out. They weren't conceded as errors. And I was real happy. We had 3 penalties. I was like, oh, happy days. And then we just went and doubled up and added one on in the second half to sort of really just shoot ourselves in the foot there. But no, mate, I was mixed between a very patient first half, depending on how you looked at it, and Reece doing his thing, or shit, we really hopefully don't go to sleep when we go back into the shed, sort of thing. Have we underestimated and thought this was going to be an easy game, and we drop a game, sort of thing. So
yeah, rightio. Well, let's get into the second half. So into the 41st minute, knock on by Dom Young in the first set in the second half. So yeah, great chance for the Broncos. That chance ends with Reece Walsh being taken out on the side on the first tackle. I don't know why Reece decided to go so close to the sideline on the first tackle there. I think that's sort of a bit more, that excited Reece that we have seen, need to score or make a break on every play sort of Reece there. But yes, unfortunately, chance went begging on that one straight after the halftime break. 44th minute, Broncos do their 4th interchange. Isn't that interesting? Their 4th interchange at 44 minutes and 44 seconds.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Tyson
Yeah.
Smoothy comes on for Corey Pakes, who goes off. So a little bit of an omen there, maybe. Who knows? Then, next minute later, into the 45th minute, try to Dean Mariner after Benny Hunt spreads it right on the 5th to put Staggs into space, who passes to Dean, who races to the corner and ends up scoring quite a beautiful aerial try. Yeah, it's good for the highlight reel for Dean. That was actually really, really lovely. Kick hits the uprights for a third time, Thoroughbreds, but this time it goes in. So kick converted, 20-6. Lads, how'd you see that one, Brito? Start with you, mate.
Yeah, it was a great piece of Arabic sort of stuff going on there from Dean. I feel like he did that on purpose. Got close and he's like, oh, well, I've done this at training a few times. I'm going to flex a bit of muscle here. But yeah, it was beautiful. Best obviously did the best that he could do by giving him a good hard shove. And it nearly worked, I'll give him credit there. It was a great defensive effort. But just looked great in slow-mo as well. I know he got called the sugar glider in the commentary there as it was going over the score, so I thought that was a nice touch for that one. But no, great. Bit concerning that Reece wants to do that, and then we turn around and do that. So you're like, fuck, like, what are we doing here? Are we toying with our food, or are we gonna, straighten up and focus on next week, sort of thing, like getting everything right? So, anyway, yeah, great try.
Yeah. Ring up. How'd you see it, mate?
Yeah, mate, great try. I don't think it was glazed enough by the commentary. Like, when you watch that back, he got the point of the ball down, and his wrist and the point of the ball were the only things in the field of play. So, yeah, I don't think it got glazed enough actually by the commentary of how bloody well he did there, because it's not as if it was a slouch that he beat. Bradman Best is more than likely going to go touring on fucking Kangaroo Tour at the end of the year. So,
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I thought they sort of let that one go through to the keeper. Really, I'm in the lounge room just going, holy fuck! And then, anyway, they're like, oh yeah, great effort by Dean Mariner. And you're like, bro, did you see what I seen? Or what?
To be fair, one half of the commentary was Brandy.
Alexander.
So,
yeah, Brandy was saying, Brandy was trying to put him up on assault charges for the first row because his boot was near him or some bloody thing. Fucking knowing Brandy. But yeah, great try, mate. And like Brito said, I think there was a bit of playing with your food with that first play from Reece. It's like, no, we still have to beat them. Don't try your shit here. Try your shit when we're down by 20, not when we're fucking trying to put a team away and then move on.
Yeah. Yep. No, I'm with you there. So, yes, after the 45th minute, it is 20-6 to the Broncos. Into the 47th minute, penalty to the Knights for Jordan Ricky holding down the Knights player for too long in the tackle. Helps the Knights get into attacking territory. Knights set ends prematurely with an average rainbow pass to Dom Young, who couldn't hang on to it. You can't blame Dom for that one. That was a pretty average pass, that bad boy. Into the 51st minute, knock on by Kobe Hetherington on the Broncos line after a failed bomb defusal by Dean Mariner. Basically, Knights put the bomb up. Dean goes to take it, doesn't hang on to it. Kobe has to scramble and grab it, and unfortunately, it's Dean that he knocks it on. So attacking opportunity for the Knights. That opportunity ends with a knock on by Knights number 8, Jacob Saifidi. Another little stat that popped up at this point in time. So 51st minute, tackled in the opposition 20 meters. Knights are 20, Broncos are 7. In the 51st minute, it is 20-6. We have had 7 tackles in the Knights 20-meter lines, and it is 20-6. So, it's not like the Knights were just shit. Like they were having a dig, but so, good D by the Broncos as well. We can chalk it up to that. 20-7, that's a pretty big stat. So, but anyway, into the 54th minute, we see a try to the Knights number 4, Bradman Best. After a ball on the ground is towed through the Broncos line for Bradman Best to beat Katoni Staggs in a foot race, to dive onto the ball and score the try. Kick converted, 20-12. Lads, how did you see that one? Ring up, talk to me.
Mate, probably the luckiest try of the year. Like,
oh yeah,
Al McEwen gets 2 fucking kicks on it, and the second one, he fucking booted the fuck out of that, and it just skews off and decides. Lucky it was been raining for a month in Newcastle, I tell you, because it hit the ground and just fucking died, barely made it to the bloody goal line. But good on him. Like, and even going back to the Mariner one, like our kick defusal for this game, I think sits at 62%. And I reckon if we go back through nearly all year, our kick defusal's not fucking great. Like, if they get into the 20 and they put one up, we're pretty vulnerable because, I don't know why, but we don't seem to, like, Katoni's not a big leaper. If he's going to score a try, he fucking can. But I mean, and Shibba's just definitely nothing in the air. And so, and unless we've got Sally Cobb there, we just seem a bit vulnerable in that kick defusal space. So that's something I want them to watch. But as for the try, mate, fucking pure ass. But at this point, I'm like, they've been dominating. Like, they deserve points here because they've been sort of on top of us for this period. So good on them.
Yep. Bretto, how'd you see it, mate?
Brady Best put the afterburners on to get there. Holy shit, the boy covered some ground fucking quickly too.
Bro.
The old shin tats just giving that extra 5 horsepower. But it was. I know there was a bit of contention about the collision on Reece. I was pretty happy with that. I just felt that was an incident, whatever. But great try. They were, like Ringer said, they were sort of deserving of points there. They put the pressure on. They were doing everything right. They weren't getting ahead of themselves, and then luck just fell their way. And luckily, it had been raining as well, because that ball was fucking gone if that's any other surface.
He kicked the fuck out of it, eh? It was so good.
But good effort on them, pretty much.
Yeah. So, yes, in the 54th minute, it is 20-12, still to the Broncos. In this next sort of couple of minutes, 54th and 55th minute, the Knights do 2 interchanges for their 4th and their 5th, and we do our 5th interchange. Paddy Carrigan goes on for Ben Tulty, who goes off. Then into the 58th minute, Jaden Hunt absolutely smokes Knights number 21, Fletcher Hunt. Holy dooly, does that boy, Fletcher was sliding, he was falling, and Jaden just got that shoulder in that good spot and just absolutely flattened the lad. The next play, Knights number 3, Dan Gagai makes a break and passes it to Schiller out on the wing. He makes another break and then passes it back inside for the Knights number 6, Jake Arthurs, who just drops the ball, squandering a certain try. So I saw a Knights supporter on the socials watching the game. I can't remember his name, and he was just like, "Is he throwing this game? Like, is he throwing this game, or is he just this shit?" Because like it was not a hard pass to take. Like, yeah, it was a bit of a rainbow pass over, I think, Reece or Gammon or someone, but like it wasn't a hard pass to take. And then he had nothing but open field, Jake, and just couldn't hang on to it. Squandered a certain try. So yeah, just another dagger for the Knights fans. Sucks to be you, and we will keep going.
It
Then,
ended up being a pretty good turning point in the game too. That
it really does, because in the 60th minute, 2 minutes later, we see a try to big bad Payne Haas after just a lovely pass from Paddy Carrigan just to put Haas into that hole. And, Haas just doing Haas things, just strolled through, uncontested, put the ball down. Beautiful short ball by Paddy. Kick converted, 26-12. Lads, talk to me about that one, Brito.
Hey, beautiful hands by Paddy to hold that up. Hole opened up. Haas hit that perfectly, and he is just too big, too strong, and you're not going to stop him with that kind of head of steam up. There was some chat on the Bloke in a Bar podcast last week. I think it was a Thursday potty. They were talking about, could Haas go and play Rugby World Cup, and where would he play? And it got thrown up that he could potentially play centre. Now, it's not a bad shout, because the South African, the Springbok that were just over here, their centre is the same height as Payne, but he's heavier.
Yeah.
And he's got some wheels on him. So that's a big dude. Can you imagine Payne Haas putting on like a number 3 jersey in the NRL and just running a backline shape or for Reece Walsh or something? This is a terrifying thing if you're any other centre. But yeah, it was a great passage to play, really well thought out. I thought Benny Hunt played a pretty good role in this one as well. See him in there directing everyone around and where to go. And yeah, that was a great set piece that just opened up perfectly for Payne.
Yep. Ringer, how'd you see it, mate?
Yeah, I think this try is sort of a result of what the tries after this, like it's just simplifying it down to the very bare minimum of what we should be doing is get blokes hitting holes. Whoever's got the ball, just give them options. And we are big and athletic and mobile and fucking strong enough to pull through the other side. And we see this from this point on. This is pretty much how we score our points, through like running through the line, not trying to go around it. But yeah, Paddy Carrigan just drops on the whole competition once again. Now, I might be the best ball playing lock in this fucking competition with that subtle pass, like how he's shaped to go back, shaped to go at the back. He got the, might have been Arthur, biting to go for the at the back pass, and just soft hands straight to fucking Payne. It was great to watch. So Paddy, I think we'll get to his stats later, but he's low key starting to put together a fucking mammoth couple of weeks leading into final.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, beautiful. And no, we will glaze those two lads nearly every game, but it's deservingly so. Like just
100%.
what they do, what they bring to the Broncos. It's just, yeah, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm so glad that those boys put on the Broncos jersey every week.
Yeah.
Someone else's, that's for sure. So yeah, it is 26-12 in the 60th minute. 61st minute, the Knights do their 6th interchange. 63rd minute, we do our 6th interchange with Corey Jensen coming on for Kobe Hetherington, who goes off. Then in the 64th minute, everybody's multis can relax because we see a try to Reece Walsh. No, sorry, I take that back. I've gone one too far, and I apologise because this is probably my favourite one of this whole game. 64th minute, it's a Falcon to Billy Walters. You love to see it. You love to see it. You don't see it nearly enough, I reckon. We need to see more of it. But, we see a Falcon to Billy Walters, and straight into the mush too. Not the side of the head, nothing. Straight in the mush. You love to see that sort of shit. But no, like the sun got in Billy's eyes. He wasn't expecting that pass at all. I think Haas was in front of him, and he was expecting Haas to get it, and they just shaped it straight back to him and straight into him, the big fella. So you love to see that one. gives the Knights another attacking opportunity. Opportunity ends with a kick too deep, giving the Broncos a 20-metre restart. Then into the 67th minute, apologies, Thoroughbreds. Yes, everybody's multis can relax. Everybody with a multi with Reece Walsh in it can relax. We see a try to Reece Walsh. He breaks the Knights' lines on the Broncos' 40-metre line and then just proceeds to burn everybody for pace. He runs around Dane Gagai. He doesn't step him. He doesn't do anything fancy. He literally just runs around the lad and just beats him for pace, which, as a Queenslander, it does hurt to see because we love Dane as a Queenslander. He just, flicks that switch, as everybody has said, when it's time for Origin. But, yeah, he's in the Knights jersey, so fuck him. Kick converted by Tyson Smoothie. Obviously, Reece just did a mad 60-metre dash, so he was happy to sit this kicking duty out. Kick converted, 32-12. Lads, how'd you see that one? Ringer, I'll start with you, mate.
Mate, there's the diamonds. We've heard a fair bit about the rocks and diamonds of Reece Walsh, but that try sort of seals his contract for me for another 10 years. Like, glaze the kid. Like, just the agility to throw it, like, look out, step back in. He's switched hands. He switched the ball between his hands so that he could palm on the inside. And then he didn't just run around Dane Gagai. He ran around Dane Gagai on the open side. So,
Yeah.
like, Dane was defending the middle, knowing that they were going to, Reece ran around the open side of him. So, fuck, mate. That's some speed. And, yeah, loved it, mate. The living room was lit up at about now, I can tell you.
Yeah, mine. Just because I had him in a multi, so I was happy.
Yeah, exactly.
How'd you see it, mate?
Yeah, it looked like Walsh just went, that's the gap, or that's where I want to go through. Whatever was on the outside, whether he's seen that or he was always going to do it, but he just went there, through, bang, and then just took off. And you love to see that kind of Walshy. Like if he does that all the time, sign him for 10 years, I don't know, fucking give him majority shareholder, let him fucking own News Corp, don't care. Like, keep doing that sort of stuff. The disrespect to Dane Gagai to run around him the way that he did, verging on a little bit too much for an OG player like Dane Gagai, is considering that he's one of the Knights' best as well this season. Like, he's tried his absolute fucking heart out. But still really good stuff to see. And I don't know, I kind of feel like Reece played like this because it was the Knights. So we'll see how he plays against the Cowboys coming up, whether he's a bit more subdued, calm and collective, or he was given a bit of a license to sort of do that shit for this game. But if he can have that license and figure out how to do it every game, fucking yes, please.
Yeah. So it is 32-12 in the 67th minute. 2 minutes later, into the 69th minute, we see a try to Gemma Shibasaki after a lovely run and short pass on the 5th down the short side by Billy Walters. Lovely play by Billy. Just good footy knowledge. Yep, on the 5th, decides to run down the short side, a little pass straight to Gamet. He storms himself over. Kick from Reece Walsh, not converted. So, yeah, Walsh takes back over kicking duties. Not converted. It was, on the side, so we can forgive that one. 36-12. Lads, how do we see Shibasaki's try, Bretto?
Billy loves a short side raid, doesn't he?
He does.
Like, I know surely someone's taken notes on him and the Knights just missed it. Because, like, that was always going to be a Billy play. Down the short side, semi-quick play of the ball. Off he goes. He's got Shibber on the outside. As long as he gets a hand free or gets it away at the right time, it's a try nearly every other moment. So teams will obviously be seeing that coming into finals and trying to lock that down. With the whole wind and kicking, I remember it was this game. I went down with Lincoln to the Hunter Valley there, and Renault, it was first game back after that injury, and he was kicking them beautifully. There was a shit wind. It was the coldest I've ever experienced at a footy game, and he was nailing them. That's the Renault benefit of coming in. Not everyone can sort of sense with that wind and whatnot, and I think that had a big thing to do with the whole kicking of the goalposts and everything. So yeah, I don't want to read too much into the missed conversions. I think it was just a tricky conditions in an open stadium, essentially. So hopefully they can sort of, I don't know, windy conditions this week in Brisbane or the next week, and they can get a bit of practice in. Yeah, that's where we miss Reno, and good to see Gamat get over and continue his try-scoring form.
Ringer, how did you see it, mate?
Yeah, mate. 3 Broncos try scorers, 3 ticks in my multi that sent me very happy. Payne, Haas, Reece Walsh, and Gamet. I was over the moon. But once again, we're just simply running through them. Once again, we're not trying to create this, complex play to try and get around a team. We're just running with the ball in 2 hands with plenty of options around us. And the thing that Billy done well, he had a fair few runs this game. So he was always a threat to run the ball first. So, that holds up that bit of defense. And then he just let him step in, give it to Gamat, who's just a fucking bullock, isn't he? He loves contact and he wins it 9 times out of 10. So, yeah, he wasn't getting stopped from there.
And unfortunately, I think it might have been our boy Arthur in the defensive line that missed Billy, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Jacob was actually a lot better than what he's put on in this game. So hopefully it was just an off game and whatnot. A little bit sad to see that he got such a bad game wrong, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. But yes, we shall keep trucking along. It is 36-12 in the 69th minute. In the 70th minute, both the Knights and the Broncos do their 7th interchange. Broncos interchange is Jesse Arthurs comes on for Jaden Hunt, who goes off. So that's where, Shibba does his little ship over to the side, into the second row there. Into the 71st minute, we see a penalty of the Broncos for Knights number 17. Oh, my Lord, look at that.
Say that fucking name. Say it.
Here we go.
All right. Whew.
I'll tell you the first one.
Elijah Salasay Leo Miona.
Oh,
yeah.
We'll take it.
Fuck it. Take it.
I mean,
I'm reading it. I thought Brito fell on the fucking keyboard for a second.
There's way too many letters in that name.
Yeah, look, I'm just going to call you Elijah. I only just managed to get Mark Nawang and Zawase down pat.
Yeah. So Elijah, he's holding down Corey Jensen, right? So penalty to the Broncos helps the Broncos get out of their end. 72nd minute, the Knights do their 8th and final interchange. Then 73rd minute, Knights number 21, Fletcher Hunt, is smoked for the second time this game. This time by Katoni Staggs and Corey Jensen. Both of them just team up and fold the lad's jersey with him still wearing it. So you love to see it. You love to see that sort of stuff as a Broncos fan.
He's got to fix his running style, the old Cessnock fucking Curtin or whatever they call him down there.
Yeah,
but
like
if he's going to run into that tackle like that, he's going to get smoked like that every time. Fucking hell.
Yeah,
100%.
And once again, Staggs aggressive. Like you want to run a Staggs like that, like it's your own fault. It's your own fault. What happens to you? No one's fault but your own, pal. So hopefully Fletcher's. He'll be a bit sore today. I think he'll be a bit sore today, but he'll be right. Into the 74th minute, second try of the Arvo for Dean Mariner after a lovely cutout pass from none other than Reece Walsh. Kick from Benny Hunt hits the uprights for the 4th time this game, but not converted, doesn't go in. So 40-12. How'd you see Dean's second try, Ringer?
Oh, masterclass. Another fucking beautiful ball for Reece. Just sums up the situation. There's 2 or 3 players in the comp, and they're all fullbacks, like Latrell, Scotty Drinkwater, and Reece, that just sum up those plays so well. And when they're on, they just seem to hit the right target every time. And it's like there's such a small margin of error in a pass like that when you're going across your own players plus defenders that you're very close to. So, no, brilliant, mate. Absolutely love to see it, and that's what we want from Reece. We're going to get plenty of rocks, but you got to enjoy the diamond moments, don't you? And it's just good for his confidence, I think, too, to know that you build to these moments. You don't have to manufacture these moments. These moments will come, and then you pull the trigger. So that's what I'm hoping we get out of this.
Yeah, Brito, how'd you see it, mate?
Yeah, just Oh, I think I said it in the chat for that one, like a piss missile. I called the pass that came out, and he's got to throw. He does throw them hard, and because he throws them that hard, they have to hit in the right area for them to hold onto it, sort of thing. But hats off to Mariner as well for being able to catch that. Like, it was in the right spot, still good hands, straight into contact, straight over. It was beautiful to watch. I think, judging from what I'm looking at here, the kicking at this point is costing me my 51 plus multi. So I was a bit frustrated at this point, but hey, we are certainly starting to pile the points on, being 40-12 now. Only a couple of minutes ago on the half. We are well and truly home and hosed, looking good and looking like a possible top 4 spot in our future.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, yeah, hopefully the the Wires can shit the bed this week, and yeah, we will be looking at a top 4 spot by Sunday. But yes, we've still got a few more to go through Thoroughbred, so let's keep going. As Brito said, it is 40-12 in the 74th minute. Into the 76th minute. Now, this is a little bit of a head scratcher from this one. Kick from the restart only just stays in field, and I'm talking less than a meter. And Corey Jensen ends up grabbing the ball before coming back into the field of play, resulting in a Broncos dropout. Arthurs was there and Jensen was there. Either one of them could have just stepped out and just touched the
Just
ball.
grabbed it.
Didn't even have to fucking grab it. Just touch it.
Yeah,
And
just touch it.
penalty. Straight onto the fucking halfway lines. I don't know. It's 40-12. It's 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
But still, you've
got to have your IQ on.
Yeah, you've turned, another attacking opportunity for the Broncos from the half. Now you got to do a dropout. So,
And we have just gifted Brandy at least 5 minutes of rage fucking commentary about how dumb we were.
yeah. So, probably, could have turned the IQ on for that one, lads. So a little bit of a missed opportunity. We'll chalk that one up to. The lads do a failed short dropout. We won't talk about that. We'll keep
Fancy
going.
that.
Yeah, you wouldn't read about it. But you have, so we'll move on. Also, into the 76th minute, penalty to the Knights on the Broncos 10-metre line for Gemma Shibasaki making contact without the ball on Knights number 10, Leo Thompson. So basically, he just tackles him just before Leo gets the ball. So, ruled as a penalty. Chance for the Knights. Now, Gemmett, so he does the wrong thing, Gemmett. On the 10-metre line, Broncos, mate, you got to do some work here. Then he turns around and just does a delicious one-on-one strip on none other than Knights number 10, Leo Thompson, on like the Broncos 3-metre line, and then passes it to old Dean Mariner, and then he runs, 60 metres to get tackled on the Knights 30-metre line. So, penalty on the Broncos 10-metre line, then turns around and produces that 2 tackles later. Mate, redemption, absolutely. So good on you, Gemmett. Then in the 77th minute, we see a try to Jordan Ricky after, nice fend from Ricky and just some poor Knights defence from those 2 lads. I can't remember who it was, but very soft. Kick from Benny Hunt is converted, 46-12. Lads, how did we see Jordan's try? Britta, I'll start with you, mate.
Yeah, it was definitely, you could definitely say 12-point swing there. I feel like the Knights were building quite lovely. They obviously got a rub of the green there, a couple of errors from us and whatnot, but getting that on that Shibasaki just doing just toilet stuff, really, like he's done all year. Getting it through, getting it on. I will note as well, a bit of a comedy here. We got another group chat where a lad had sent his screenshot of his sports bet through. They'd suspended the cash out on his multi, and he had us minus 29.5 for his line. And he was like, oh, that's bullshit. Why they suspend the cash out as this line break is occurring? And I was like, oh, that is an early crow on you, my boy, like sort of thing. And then, we end up Ricky ends up going over, and so he gets his multi anyway. Someone say Red Rooster. But yeah, he ends up getting it. And I was like, that would have been the best cash out story as to why
Oh.
you never cash out if he had been about, because he would have hit that button for 100% would have hit that button 78 minutes to go or 77 or whatever it was. But yeah, I'm loving that Ricky got the points. I'm a bit of a softie for Mr. Pretty Ricky. So it was good to see him. Great support play, great positioning. Just, yeah, great team try and pretty damaging considering we were on our line and then within a minute we were over theirs. So
Yes, indeed. Ringer, how do you see it, mate?
Yeah, mate. Great sort of just icing on the cake for Jordan Ricky, who's been toiling all day, doing some good work for us. We'll get to him in the stats. But yeah, some fucking awful defense. I think it was Thomas Canton, that young McEwen. Just yeah, it was bad. But I mean, I think the poor old Knights were like, fuck me, Dad, we've had the truck all the way back here after we had a chance down that end. So let's just end it now. Fuck tackling anymore.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. So yeah, it is 46-12 in the 77th minute. Then in the 78th minute, Jesse Arthurs drops the ball after a Benny Hunt chip that would have seen him sail down the side for a potential 10th try for the Broncos. Dane Gagai, he was there, he was lurking, but yeah, if that ball just sat up a little bit better for Jesse, he was away, and it was only Dane there, so he could have skinned him, put another kick in behind it, over the top of him, and yeah, Jesse could have been on the scoreboard there, but try goes begging, unfortunately. Then into the 80th minute, right at the death, penalty to the Knights for Gemet Shibasaki taking out Dom Young without the ball. Now, I think it was a good play because Dom Young was gone. If, they did a kick over the top. It was like the last play of the game. Did a kick. I think it was Dane Gagai. He did a little chip over the top of the Broncos line, and Dom was through, and there was nobody there. Reece was up in the line. There was no one back there. So if Dom got that ball, he was scoring under the sticks. No dramas at all. So maybe a smart play for Shibba. He got sin bin for it, but, take one for the team. We'll chalk that up to. Knights with one last crack of the game after that. It's like the 80th minute. So, yeah, crack ends with a kick from Bradman Best, which is gathered by Billy Walters, bringing an end to the game. Full time Broncos 46-12. You love to see it. Few full time sort of notes here. We've got a much better second half, blowing the Knights away from the boys. No one's going to disagree with that. Benny Hunt's 350th game, Kobe Hetherington's 100th game. I thought it was just a great team effort all around. It wasn't just one side. It wasn't just, two players having a blinder. Everybody was getting involved. Everybody was doing their job. So love to see that. Reece, mostly diamonds. That's probably a little bit unfair. Even I think he was all diamonds, apart from those couple of little silly kicks and whatnot. I think he did one error. But apart from that, I think Reece was just doing Reece shit, which is good to see. It's relieving in a way because he does have a question mark on him. You don't know what you're going to get every single game that he steps onto the field. So it's good that for 2 weeks in a row he has just really turned it on. Perfect time in the season to be turning it on as well. Gives everybody a lot of hope for coming into the finals. Staggs doing Staggs things again. We'll glaze that boy. Secures a top 8 finish for the Broncos with that win. So, mate, that you want to see, Thoroughbreds. So, yeah, it doesn't matter what happens here on out. We are into the finals. Just all about positioning in the top 8 now. Yeah, great for our for and against for top 8 positioning for the finals run. Even though we got 5 out of 9 conversions, as Brito was saying before, wind was probably not in our favour. Yeah, so we missed 4, which is 8 points, and that would have given Brito your 51 margin.
No, I needed them to win because they converted to 12, so I needed them to win by 63. That Arthur's try would have got me pretty fucking close, especially if we had done the conversions. But yeah, and then the missed Mariner try at the start.
Yep. Sorry, yeah, I thought it was you just score over 50 points. Yeah, my bad.
No. I went risky.
Yes, you did.
Risky for the biscuit.
And yeah, Broncos 13 plus, boys. So hey, Langers is happy. Thoroughbreds are happy. I think it was paying like $2 or something.
Hey,
Money
put a
back.
very
$2
safe.
is too.
Hey,
I've done
double your
much
money,
much
boys.
less.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And yeah, final one. Bring on the Cowboys next week. This week now, lads. How do you see the entirety of the game? Ringer, I'll start with you, mate. How do you see it?
Yeah, mate, we done exactly what we needed to do, I think, in that second half. We needed to flop our hogs out and put away a team that we should be putting away. I like your comment there that it was a real team effort because there's some standouts, like Reece was really good. And then you go Paddy and Payne, but they're always good. Katoni's always good. Shibba was great. The wingers were good. Ricky was great. You know, Jaden Hunt did a job, blah, blah, blah. So you go through the whole team. So, you know, when you're thinking about man of the matches and stuff like that, no one sort of jumped straight to the front of mind because everyone had a proper crack. So that's a good thing, I think. Good confidence booster for the lads to sort of, you know, get that, just get that bit of confidence back that even with the adversity of the players being out, we've still got a red hot fucking footy team here. And no matter what happens going forward, injuries or that, we can still do it, sort of thing. So it's good character building, I think. And one thing I think you're really starting to notice is that hard work that everyone was whinging about early that Mad put into him, starting to pay dividends now because fuck, we look fit. Like anytime
Yeah.
there's very rarely times where we look gassed. And I know this game's not the best marker of that because of, you know, the bit one-sided in the second half. But every time we make a break, every time there's support needed, we seem to be there. So, yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing. And especially like Walsh said at halftime and Ben Hunt said at full time, it was a heavy track out there. Like she was hard going. So, yeah, good to see all that, mate. Glad everyone got through it unscathed, really, with getting sick of people getting fucking hurt, I can tell you. But yeah, good win. What we should be doing. Everyone got in on the action. And yeah, I think Benny Hunt's looking comfortable in the 7 after his second game back there. He sort of really grabbed him by the nuts and decided to take control, I think.
Brito, how do you see it, mate?
Yeah, good to have a top 8 locked away. The fact that we've lost both our starting halves and we are still in the hunt for a top 4 position is a little bit spoiled of us, I guess you could say, in a way. It's going to be interesting to see how we do finish out the season, where we do end up. I've come out today that it looks like Penrith are going to be resting a lot of their players, including Cleary. So there is a potential that they've conceded that they will be in the bottom 8. I don't want to be in the bottom 8 with them. I just let's just go through, try and get ourselves, even though it won't be a home final, let's just try and get ourselves a chance of having a week off, or whatnot early, because I don't think that we can do 4 games straight. I think we'll run out of puff or we'll get injuries, and then that'll be the death knell of our run. So anyway, we'll see what happens there. It was a great team effort, like you said. Benny Hunt is just having nightmares for me about the question, what happens when Renault comes back? I don't know. It looks so good at the moment with Reece out there. It looks good. It looks like Ben is doing what Renault can't do with Reece, as in pull him in the line, hold him where he needs to do and whatnot. So, but in saying that, maybe they've looked at it and gone, okay, and Adams looked at it and gone, okay, well, that's how I have to play. You know, Ben Hunt's just gone out there and set the example, like, hey, we'll test my style, and they might go from there. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what our injuries come back with. Very excited about the Cowboys game coming up. Should be a good cracker. Hopefully we don't, they've got the W over the Tigers, which was a late comeback. That's usually the style that both of us play when we verse one another. So this could be a cracker of a game. And then we roll on to a Melbourne Storm, trying to keep our top 4 hopes alive. So, but yeah, really good to be locked away in the 8. Feels good. Feels good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. We will move on to the man of the matches then. put it out there to the Thoroughbreds because it was a pretty quick turnaround. I just took basically the number one voted player. We didn't go out for any sort of polling or whatnot. Reece Walsh by a landslide, to the point where even if I did want to put somebody else in there, there was nobody else to put in there. So everyone went for Walshy, 80 minutes, 10 points via 1 try and 3 out of 6 conversions, 11 runs for 196 metres, 70 metres post-contact, which is 17.8 metres a run, 1.54 metres post-contact. So he wasn't really doing much in the post-contact because he wasn't getting touched, essentially. He was either getting tackled or going straight through. 2 line breaks, 3 line break assists, 2 try assists, 13 tackle breaks, which is ridiculous. 1 offload, 1 tackle, 1 missed. 50% efficiency there. 5 kicks for 154 metres, 1 forced dropout. He's kicking at 30.8 metres on average per kick, and 1 error. That's probably the big one for me, the 1 error, which is good to see. Now, like you said, I had fucking great difficulty of doing my man of the match. And I ended up going down the 2, and it was both wingers. So Dean Mariner and Josiah. Josiah got it purely because he had 0 errors, basically. Dean obviously had 2 tries, so put in a great argument there. But, and these are some pretty impressive stats as well, 80 minutes, 4 points via 1 try, 15 runs for 194 metres and 35 post-contact. So he was running at about, 12.9 metres per run, 2.33 metres per post-contact. 3 line breaks, 9 tackle breaks, so he's up there as well. 3 tackles, 2 ineffective for a 60% in efficiency there. 2 kicks that he got away, 19 metres. Sure, but yeah, 0 errors, and just the intent that he was running at, where he was all the time, his positioning on the field just got him over the line. So I thought he was a well-deserved man of the match there. Into the top stats here. So Ricky knocked out another 34 tackles, topped our tackle count, crossed them with 38. Mariner had 252 run meters, stacking them up. Gagai had 164. Line breaks were Karapani and Staggs was 3 each. Pillay had 2. Walsh had 10 points. Haas, post-contact meters, 79. S, 61. Most runs, Haas had 22. Gagai had 19. Most offloads went to Haas again with 3. The Knights had 5 players with 2 offloads each. Most tackle breaks, Walsh on 13, Gagai on 12. So we'll run through the team now. We've got the back line, Walsh, Karapani, Staggs, Shibasaki, Mariner, all played 80 minutes. The back line really turned it on in terms of like the breakup of the other teams with how they did their stat. 959 run meters all up for the whole back line. Huge numbers there. What else was there? And most of them were pretty clean on the error sheet. I know. So what do we got here? We got Staggs and Shiba. So Shiba gave away 3 penalties. Staggs had 2 errors, one of them which was a handling error, and then Mariner had the 1 handling error as well. But other than that, she was a pretty clean sheet there. So it's good stuff. Yeah, what about, Reece speaks for himself. 10 points, 3 line break assists, 2 try assists, 13 tackle breaks. Good Lord. Killing it. All above it. How did you guys see it, Langers?
Yeah, no, looking at these stats, it's like watching the game, those 2 kicks by Walsh, you're sort of like, sporadic play. He then, gets taken out on the sideline on the first tackle there in the second half. He was everywhere. He was absolutely everywhere, and skinning lads too. So it was good to see, like I said before, that, Walsh is hopefully turning a corner in his game, in his career, in his season, where he's just going to go from strength to strength, better to better to better. Because, he was better this game than he was last game. I thought personally, like he was more involved. He was putting people away. It was definitely more of a team effort. But, yeah, you can see why the Thoroughbreds picked him as man of the match for sure. But, yeah, like for the whole back line, 80 runs, 959 run meters, like you said, that's amazing. Like they are putting up some good numbers these last couple of weeks. The back line. So yeah, good to see. Tackle efficiency probably not the best that as we've seen in previous weeks, but we'll still take it. We'll still take it. So yeah, no, got to be happy, mate.
Yeah, it's good. What about you, Ringer, mate?
Yeah, mate. I think that I think we're seeing Reece, hopefully, and I'm fingers crossing here, Thoroughbreds, but starting to get into that sort of James Tedesco-esque style fullback where he is the attacking focal point. And the way he's breaking tackles, like he's not a very big lad, but Christ, he seems hard to get a hold of. Like he's doing some great work bringing the ball back where, if there's any sort of jagged line in front of him, he's getting them off balance and then getting a quick play of the ball, which really helps out the players coming behind him, trying to get us out of trouble. Yeah, but the whole back line, mate, really happy with the work rate that they're doing. Really happy for Shibber to get back over the stripe and sort of get a bit more attacking sort of opportunities down his edge. Yeah, highlights again why he's been such a gun this year. When you see him do that sort of shit again, you're like, there he is. He's just been having a break for a couple of weeks, and now he's nearly the best centre in the comp again. And then Katoni's just being a fucking animal. Like, you just, that fucking, what's that thing off the Muppets? I think it's called The Animal, isn't it? That fucking
Yeah.
it's on the drum.
Yeah,
That's all I think
yeah.
of Katoni when he gets in that mood where he's like shrugging, trying to shrug blokes off and like getting through tackles, his hair's going everywhere. So yeah, no, really good by the back line, mate. Just keeping that. The thing that's the best about them, we know they're fucking Ferraris, but they're really starting to get into their work, bringing the ball back out of trouble. Karapani and Mariner especially, same thing, not especially big bodies, but God, they make it hard for oppositions to sort of pin us down in our own end. So really happy with all of that.
Yeah, and I mean, you can tell he was up against Bradman Best. He's racked up 6 missed tackles and 3 ineffective. So, it would be really interesting to see Brady Best's stats with his tackling to see how they were going at one another there. We'll move on to the halves. Walters, Hunt, Pakesy. Pakesy punched out 45 minutes. I don't know. I haven't seen him pop up on any injury lists or anything like that. I hope that little interchange 5 minutes into the second half wasn't a result of his elbow. I certainly don't think he was going to get hooked, but on the stat sheet here, he had 0 runs. And I know that we expect that of Pakesy. He's not really a running hooker, but surely against Newcastle, he's going to have a little snoop around the ruck there once or twice. But he got into his tackles, 22 tackles, 0 missed, 2 ineffective. So he topped the percentage there at 92% for the halves. I think he might have even topped. Oh no, of course, Mr. Haas himself did one better. Of course, he had 30 tackles and 0 missed with 1 ineffective. So put that one to bed pretty quick. Anything else standing out there? Not a lot of errors. Pretty solid. We had 1 error from Walters. That was a handling error. And then we had an inside 10 meters from Pakesy. Done. That was it. Otherwise, clean sheet. How did you see this one? I'll go to you, Ringer, mate, straight off the bat. Anything in the halves there?
Yeah, nothing stands out actually, does it, in the stats, considering we pumped it
Yeah.
in 46, but there's nothing bad in there either. I think we all know that a certain fullback's going to be the one creating the opportunities. It's about everyone doing their job to make that happen, and I think that's what happened. Everyone else did their job really well. Ben Hunt got everyone exactly to the points of the field where he wanted them to then throw the ball to Reece to do his shit. And I really liked Billy Walters, just except for the Falcon. That's the best Falcon all year by far. It's a fucking ripper. Poor Billy. He's just looked up, seen sunlight, and next thing a ball's taken his fucking snoz out. But anyway, but yeah, just like even Billy, his run first mentality when it come to him, if there's nothing on, he wouldn't put anyone in a shitter position. He'd just fucking tuck it and get into his work. So happy with that. Just going back to your Brady Best thing, mate, with Katoni and Brady Best bloody battle that they had. He had 12 tackles, 5 missed, and he made 4 errors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think Katoni gets the dub.
Yeah. Sure. Gets one over him. I'm just looking real quick at the missed tackles here for the Knights. Brad Arthur, 10. Did he? No, he had
Brad
6.
Arthur.
That Jermaine
Arthur.
McEwen. Sorry, yeah. That Jermaine McEwen had 10 missed tackles. Poor old James Schiller, 50% tackle efficiency, 11 tackles, 10 missed, 1 ineffective.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, had a day to forget, that is for sure. How did you see the halves there, Langers, mate? Anything stand out for you, or we're all pretty much, it was business as usual, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was like, you trying to find something to say, and probably the only thing there's both Walters and Hunt both had 7 missed tackles, and that's probably the only mark that you can sort of really talk about. But apart from that, there's just they're doing their jobs and letting Reece, be Reece. So and it's what you want if you're going to have a player like Walsh that can do the shit that he does. You don't want to have too many chefs in the kitchen. You know what I mean? So you at some point to do your job, you need to step back and let other people do theirs. So good support play by everybody. Billy Walters still made 9 runs for 80 meters, 26 post contact. So that's good. And with Pakesy not doing any runs, hopefully his elbow is okay, or maybe they just wanted to give Smoothie some more game time. Who knows? But still made 22 tackles. So hopefully it wasn't the tackles that bumped his elbow or whatever. But but apart from that, nothing really standing out. No glaring problems or anything like that. Good to see Walters and Hunt, who aren't supposed to be our 6 and 7, doing their jobs. So we'll take it.
Good stuff. Into the engine room, Corey Jensen, Payne Haas, Jaden Hunt, Jordan Ricky, Patrick Carrigan. The big prop there. Oh, Ricky did 80. Jaden Hunt went off there for Arthurs to come on. Payne Haas pumped out 69 of the good ones. Paddy got through 58 minutes. Jensen did 43. Couple of meat pies for the front row through Ricky and Haas there. Haas just an absolute fucking machine. He is back after that little break or whatever he had through Origin. 22 runs, 232 meters with 79 post contact. Like I said, 30 tackles, 0 miss, 1 ineffective. And he had 1 inside 10 meters, otherwise a clean sheet. Just good, ridiculous stuff that we come to expect from the big man. What else stands out there for me? Not much, really. Ricky with the tackle breaks of 6. Starting to not only chop them, he's starting to bloody, because he topped the tackles for the front, for the engine room. He had 34 there. So he's starting to break them as well, which is good to see. Bangers. Anything stand out for you, mate?
Payne Haas just stands out every fucking game, doesn't he? Like, holy shit. Like, I would like to see his tackle efficiency for his whole life. I reckon it would be 98%.
I can get to you.
I reckon. Just the bloke never misses, and if he does, it's an absolute rarity. So, I think I say it every second episode, but I'm just so glad that he is a Bronco. And
exactly.
we definitely, the management of the Broncos definitely need to do whatever they can to keep that boy a Bronco. Absolutely, because you can just really build a lot of momentum off Payne Haas doing Payne Haas shit. Whether it's creating those offloads or just bruising the opposition. Like, imagine having to tackle that bloke for 69 minutes. That's got to take a toll on your body, not only physically, but fucking mentally and spiritually as well. Like, he's got the ball again. Oh, he's coming my way. Oh, this is, sweet. Like, I don't want to play football anymore because this bloke is way bigger than me. So, it's really, really good. I am disappointed to not see Willison in there. Like, obviously he broke his arm. There's nothing you can do about that, but it was shaping up before he got injured, just, the Haas, the Willison, and the Carrigan show in the engine room, and just the 3 of them producing massive stats. So, it would have been very, very good to see him in there. But in saying that, Corey Jensen is just doing his job like a motherfucker. Like, you can't take that jersey off the lad because he's doing his role and he's doing it really well. So, how do you go past Payne? It's just phenomenal stats. 22 run meters, 22 runs, 232 run meters, 79 post contact. Just mate, 30 tackles, 97% tackle efficiency. The bloke is just a freak. And yeah, like if he does go to Union, he'll be able to get double the money that he's ever going to get in the NRL. But man, yeah, it'll be a massive loss if we ever lose that boy.
Yeah. All right. So for the season, he's made 647 tackles at a 98.5% efficiency. For his career, he's made 4,559. He's missed 113. And his tackle efficiency is 97.58 for his career. So he's dialed in, mate.
4,000 tackles. That's fucked.
113 missed tackles. Some lads got to play like 8 games to even make that many tackles. And he's not even out here missing that much. Jesus Christ. Anyway,
yeah.
freak. Yeah. What about you, Ringer, mate, on the forward pack there?
Yeah, mate. We're gonna we're a little glazed Payne, and I think I'll leave that to you because it was fucking. What more can you say? Honestly, he's just a freak.
Yeah.
But yeah, loving what I'm seeing out of Jordan Recchi, mate. He's really upped his attacking workload, taking a lot more hit ups. As you see, a lot more post contacts. He's getting into his work and his tackle breaks. And yeah, Paddy Carrigan, mate. I think, yeah, like I said early on, he's just building a good base into his game. And I think we could see Paddy really turn it on for the finals because he's just starting to get a little bit aggressive. You know, starting to get a little bit mongrel. He's getting an offload back into his game. He's starting to ball play properly again. So, yeah, watch out for Paddy Carrigan come finals time, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Ricky, what's he running there at 10 meters per run with the post contact? And he's made a real emphasis I've seen of carrying players, like really trying to stand up in the tackle to get that fast play the ball. He notoriously fast play the ball too. He's pretty good at it, so he gets us on the front foot. Into the super subs, Tyson Smoothie, Kobe Hetherington, Ben Tolte, and Jesse Arthur's there. We had one try here. I think it was only the halves that didn't score any points with tries. Kobe Hetherington had a pretty good game, 100. He was 8 runs, didn't get to the double digits like we want him to, but made 30 tackles, 2 missed. Had an efficiency of 86%. So, yeah, solid there. No one really stood out here. Smoothie, I thought, did a pretty good job when he did come on, just with the service that he gave. Ben Tolte was relatively quiet. I mean, he only had 6 runs, made 15 tackles in 30 minutes. But he had a clean sheet of errors. Sure, we'll take that in a game where we didn't really need him to do much. Anyone stand out here? Langers?
Yeah, no, Hetherington obviously is the standout there. 8 runs, 68 meters. So, you're looking at just over 8 per run for your run meters there. 27 post contact, 30 tackles for 40 minutes. So he was involved. 40 minutes, 30 tackles. So he was definitely involved there. Good to see Arthur's getting the 100% tackle efficienty with the 1 tackle he made. So, we'll take it. So, no, it was good. I would have liked to see a bit more out of Ben Tolte. And in saying that, when I say that, I mean game time, not, that he didn't do he played for 30 minutes and he still did, 6 runs and 15 tackles. So, you absolutely take that. But yeah, I would have liked to see a bit more out of Tolte's game time personally, but only because I had him in my mammoth multi that was going to come off and make us $5,000. But anyway, wasn't to be. But no, for our interchange, good, nothing bad. So yeah, we'll absolutely take it.
Yep, 100%. All right, and just with the for and against now and sort of the tally that I've got here, so that 13-plus win takes us to 7 13-plus wins and 3 13-plus losses. 1 to 12, we've got 6 wins, 6 losses, so we're all even there. First half, we are plus 96. Second half, we are plus 52, which is good considering we were at probably a 40 deficit at one point, or even worse, I think it might have been. So we're back up at 148 plus for the for and against. really sniffing down anyone above us to sort of make us stumble to give us into that top four. We do need to do our part though. We still need to win both games coming up, which, call me crazy, but I think it's not weird to say that we could do that, especially now Melbourne without Grant. I know you want to play the best of the best on the day, but I mean, shit, we have to play what's in front of us at the same time. So
We
it'll
all
be
got
really
fucking hurt when we
interesting.
played them.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, yeah, looking forward to the weeks ahead. We will move on to the Gronk now. He's got a bit of a ponder for this week, so we'll see what he's on about and if he poses us any questions at all.
I don't know if you get another perspective if you actually watch these two Sunday games of rugby league, but listening to it on the radio was pretty fucking torturous. You score, we score, you drop the ball, we drop the ball, you drop the ball, we score, and so on and so forth. So it's pretty fucking poo-slingy sort of stuff over the radio, but man, I think you will be happy you done what you had to do. Sounded like got a little bit. It could have been closer than what it actually was. Knights left a few out there by the sounds, but I've got a question to pose to you. Are you a bit worried, or are you worried what's going to happen coming into finals if Renault and Ezra come back? Does it fuck anything up? Like your attack's humming now with less cooks in the kitchen, so to speak. So if you're worried at all, like what do you do? How do you fucking leave Renault and Ezra out of the team when you're going so good? But all will be told by.
I mean, it's at the start there. You could have been forgiven him for being a week ahead. You know,
Yeah.
you score, we score, you drop the ball. That's probably what's going to happen in this bloody game coming up. It's going to give me high blood pressure, I can tell you. These Cowboys will not fucking go away. But then he does get into a nitty gritty, and the question that I'm worried about, and everyone's starting to talk about it, and why not? I mean, it's pretty easy to sort of point out. How are you still going so well with your two starting halves out injured, and relying on the fullback and I guess the other 350 gamer, the other 300 gamer that we got on our team? But anyway, we are doing it, which is good. Probably jealous. Everyone's probably sick of the, they're looking at us in Panthers coloured glasses sort of thing at this point. But yeah, Ringo, what about you, mate? You got anything snap back there at the Gronk?
Yeah, well, apparently listening to his radio commentary that called it a poo-slinger, maybe Brandy was doing some side hustles on fucking ABC Sports to running us down over there. It definitely wasn't a poo-slinger of a game to watch. Like, it was an exciting game. But yeah, as for the halves conundrum, I've been thinking about it, and I think it had never happened. I wouldn't bring Ezra back at this stage. If Renault comes back, I put Renault at 7. I keep here's a fucking hot take that Langer's gonna love. I keep Billy Walters at 6, and I put Hunty at 9 or 14 because I think Walters is all we need in that 6 role. Like it's working for us so well now, where we have a general getting us around the park. We have a 6 that does his job, will bring his fucking second row under. You know, is more. He'll just run the ball up, and then Reece cooks off the back of it. So. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know, really. I don't think we're going to get Ezra back anyway. They said it was a pretty high-grade, high hamstring tear, so that, But yes, it does pose a very interesting question, doesn't it, when we do look way better in attack now than we have all year. So, what a problem.
Yeah.
You just
What
don't
about
want
you,
them to
Langers,
figure it
mate?
out in the fucking sudden death game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know. I think if Pakes is injured, then if his elbow or whatever is causing him grief, then he should go get that looked at. And if both Mam and Reynolds are fit to come back, they're flying, they're fully healed, they're ready to rip and tear, then yeah, Pakes can go, and then yeah, you can put. I don't want to put Benny Hunt at 9 because his pill service hasn't been the best compared to Smoothie, Pakes, and Walters. They've all had better pill delivery than what Benny has had. And hey, I love Benny Hunt. I love that lad. So yeah, I don't know. I would like to keep Benny Hunt in the 7, and see. Yeah. I think they'd have to do a lot of training drills just to see how those halves pairings would work. If Mam's coming back, put Mam in the 6, Hunt in the 7, see how they play together. Walters would then go to 9, depending on what Pakes is doing, or the 14 if Pakes is healthy. But yeah, I think it would be training drills that would decide who gets to run, because I mean, if Walters and Hunt are killing it, and they have been, and they continue to kill it, then you do run that risk of putting Mam and Reynolds back in and just disturbing the process and the flow of the team, sort of thing. And then if you lose that game, then all the the journos are going to be saying, why would you try to fix something that wasn't broken? And then on the flip side, if you keep Walters and Hunt in there and you don't use Mam and Reynolds, and we lose, then they say, why would you not use your two best options, sort of thing? So she's a bit of a double-edged sword. So yeah, I would say the only way around that is to just do a shit ton of training drills that week with all 4 or 5 of them, and just figure out how the best combination would work. If it ends up being Hunt on the 9 and Reynolds back in, so be it. If it ends up Reynolds doesn't even make the team, because I mean, are you really going to put him on the pine?
Exactly.
Probably not. Maybe, probably
Seems
not.
disrespectful.
So, he might not even make the team. It's yeah. Like we always say, it's a good headache to have with your depth, but this one's probably not the best headache to have for Maj, because it does hold a lot of gravity, these decisions. So hopefully they aren't ready to come back, and then decision has been made. So no dramas. We'll just keep sailing the way that we're sailing. But yeah, if they are going to come back when they're expected to come back, then yeah, it's gonna be a head scratcher, mate. But yeah, what about you, Britta? How do you see it,
mate? Just because I'm looking at the when they're going to be coming back, so Ezra's not going to be ready until the grand final. Are you going to run out of starting 6 that hasn't played nearly 2 months worth of footy in a grand final? Probably not. Selwyn's the same. Adam Reynolds is looking at week 1 of the finals, and I reckon that he won't play against Melbourne. I think that they'll run what we got now up against them, and then just see if he is ready week 1. I personally would, even if everyone was fit and they came back at the same time, I'd honestly probably leave Reno out. Unfortunately, I'd have Hunt at 7. I'd have Ezra at 6. I'd put Billy back on the bench, and then hopefully Pakesy at 9 there, and we run that combination that we know works. I think Ezra, he needs to be in there, just that other live factor, because when he's on, like we've seen what happened in the 23 grand final, a hat trick, a Nathan Cleary away from a Clive Churchill, another one of our great halves robbed of a Clive Churchill in the dying moments of a grand final. But yeah, but because of this, I would probably go Hunt the 6, Adam into the 7 role, and then we just have a Pakesy or I'll be interested to see if Blake Moser, but I mean, again, Blake hasn't played all year, so you'd be going with your 9 of Pakesy and your 14 of Walters for sure. All right. We don't have a hotline. Another shout out to the Thoroughbreds. Make sure you jump on that hotline. Send us your voicemails and whatnot. We'll play it on the show, definitely, especially after a win like that. Would have been good to hear the Thoroughbreds out and about celebrating afterwards. So we'll move forward with that one. On to the week ahead. injuries, as I just said. So we've obviously got Hayes Perham. Ben Decora has to be making a comeback at some point. He must be nearly ready. So it'll be interesting to see this team list and the next one to see if he gets named. Xavier Willison, he is still out with that surgery on that broken arm, but he's at week 2 of the finals, so there is a chance that he could play if we go deep. Adam Reynolds, 4 weeks, finals week 1. Selwyn Cobbo, Ezra Ram, finals week 4, and Jack Goz out for the season, unfortunately, with that collarbone. No one in the judiciary, which is good. We're all being great little boys.
Where
We
the
are
fuck
taking.
is Piakura? What is happening with that lad?
It's
Why
got to
is he
be.
not
It's
making teams? What the fuck's going on there?
it's got to be
news.
the head knock. It's got to be
Gotta
the
be.
head knock.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
But like, there's nothing. Like, no one's reporting anything.
No.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because
I don't know
with Jack Goz out, you would assume that if he's good, he's back in the team, right?
100%. You'd
So-
pick him over Jaden Hunt every day. Like, let's be real.
Yeah. So I just hope it's not
Especially when
bad.
we've got Jesse
Like-
Alford on the fucking bench.
Yeah. And Fletcher Baker at 18.
Yeah.
Fletcher,
Which I
you're
don't
probably a
like.
great guy, mate, but yeah, that's how skinny we're getting in our depth there. So hopefully it's not bad. I know that Gerbo's having the rest of the year off purely from head knocks and whatnot. So the clubs are obviously looking out for him, which is a good thing as well. So rest up, mate. Hopefully we can see you on a team list Tuesday, either this week or next week, or hopefully in the finals at some point, because we need you. We need you to just run
Need that
fear into these
psycho.
lads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wear the fucking headgear, bro. Jesus.
Yeah.
Not that it does much, but hey, it's the look.
If Victor Radley
Um,
can, slowly, surely he can.
If Nathan Cleary can wear headgear, surely he can. But yeah, Cowboys v Broncos, I'm going to say one of the biggest rivalries in the league. I know Roosters Rabbitohs have deep history, but fuck, we've had some cracker games over the last 10 years. Saturday, 7:35, Queensland Country Bank Stadium. I hate this game. I don't like the Cowboys, but I think it's because of the two we love to drag out. We love to drag each other down and just beat the shit out of one another, and take it all the way to 80 minutes unnecessarily. We'll just come out of nowhere and start playing and form again. But we have Melbourne the week after, so I would like to be somewhat fit for that. But hopefully we can get out of this unscathed. Head to head, since '98, we've played 59 times with 1 draw, 20 wins to the Cowboys, 38 to us for 64% domination. Other positions, at the moment, we are 5th. Are we 5th?
Mm-hmm.
But I'll not update this before I send it. So, yeah, we're 5th. They are 14th. Wins this season, we've won 13 out of 22, 59%. They've won 8 out of 23. I think they've got do they have a bye coming up?
Round.
That's right. For wins this season, so they're at 35%. She's dire situations in North Queensland. Apparently the coach is safe, but fucking apparently AOB's safe too. But hey, Desi's been sacked, so it could happen to anyone. Premiership odds, 501 for the Cowboys. I think they're officially out of the race. I went and checked Sportsbet. Quick note, the Sportsbet odds have disappeared from the NRL app. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know if that's got anything to do. Well, there's still a major sponsor, but I don't know if that's got anything to do with isn't it like a junior round? And so maybe out of respect, I've just taken the gambling off the app or something. I don't know, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, I went onto the Sportsbet app, and yeah, their name isn't there to make the 8. So Cowboys officially out. $2.73 for this game. We are at $19 for the premiership. That's come in again from 23. So we were out to 34 when we played Melbourne last. Then we went to 23. Now we're at 19. We are $1.46. I don't know if that's disrespectful for the Knights, because the Cowboys are actually longer odds than what the Knights were when we did this show last week. Last time we met was at Suncorp in round 3. That was a 36-16 win for us, 4 tries to 3. Their last couple of games, they got the W in a close match against the Tigers just recently. They had a win over the Knights, big win over the Knights. Eels, they lost. Sharks, they lost. Dragons, they won. We've gone Knights win, Dolphins win, Storm loss, Rabbitohs win, Eels loss. So we're basically 3 out of 5 games, both teams there. Langers, how do you see this game going?
Broncos 13 plus is paying $2.60, so you know I will be absolutely wrapping around that one. No, I don't like Broncos versus Cowboys because it's you'd think the Broncos would just absolutely put a number on them, like what we did against the Knights. Hopefully they do, but yeah, like there is it's that derby mentality that both teams just sort of step up. The Cowboys certainly step up for the derby. So, and like yeah, you got Drinkwater, you got Dearden there that are both dangers. They can turn it on, like what they did against the Tigers. Like yeah, it wasn't exactly the best game, but came back very very well to beat them. So, yeah, one of those games, unfortunately, but. Yeah, you put the two teams up side by side, and Broncos should definitely win this one. So hopefully they do. Hopefully they do. The Wars lose, we can go into the top 4, and then hopefully the Roosters v Storm this week. If the Roosters beat the Storm and the Raiders win, whoever they're playing, then maybe because the Storm won't be able to win the minor premiership, maybe they'll rest a few players for that last round against the Broncos, make it a bit easier maybe for us to get the W. Who knows? Bit of conspiracy theories. Do what you want with that information, thoroughbreds. But yeah, Broncos 13 plus, mate. I don't know how else to look at this one.
Raiders play the Tigers at home.
Yeah.
So you'd imagine they'd get
Good
the
night,
W
Irene.
You'd
there.
think so. Roosters v Storm will be a good game. I reckon
Fuck
that'll be a good game, especially without Harry Grant there. And Hughes isn't back yet for him, is he?
And Sam Walker's out as well, so
Yeah,
it'll be
Walker's out for the Roosters
yeah.
as
Well, I think he
so,
is actually. Yeah, he's got the concussion protocol, hasn't he?
Yeah,
For that.
great
So
line, yeah. So you're done.
yeah, but I should have thought I put money today on the Dolphins making the 8 because I thought the Roosters may stumble a bit, but if he's only gone for one game, it may not be that damaging. But we'll see anyway. Ringer, what about you, mate?
Yeah, mate.
Worried
Another
about the
one.
game?
Don't like a derby. Hate a derby, especially this one because this is the Cowboys' last game of the season. So they're not playing finals. They got to bye in the
Yeah.
last round. So this is their swan song at home. They'd love nothing
Yep.
more than to fucking annoy us into the bottom half of the
Old
top
Boys
8.
Day?
To,
I
it
think it's
has to
Old
be,
Boys Day
wouldn't it?
too.
So
Yeah.
it's going to be full on. Don't like it. Same thing. Line them up, team list by team list. We pump them by 30 because I don't think their forwards can go with us. Their outside backs definitely can't. But they have got this little blonde fella that loves a redemption, Tom Dearden, that could fucking absolutely punish us. So, yeah, it's one of them ones, like, with your head, it should be Broncos 13 plus and doing it easy in a canter. But you just know something's going to fucking throw itself up at home last game of the season. Like, the Cowboys have just got to have one last big crack, and then it's the mad cow for them for a fucking fortnight. So, anyway, I hate it so much.
Yeah. It is interesting you say that. I think it will be one in the forwards. Payne Haas, Paddy Carrigan, all them, just too much for that pack. And that won't give Scott Drinkwater that little magic that he needs to sort of do his thing, single-handedly turn that game against the Tigers. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. The Gronk could be laughing. It could be a shootout. What's the have they got us? Oh, they probably won't have it up at the moment. The total, the over/under, until team lists are dropped. But anyway, we'll move on from there. The week ahead when it comes to tipping, got a little bit of an interesting finish here coming up. just looking at the live ladder now. It's good to see that we're well represented on the panel here in the top 5 for our own tipping comp. But Dan R is 10 points clear of Slippery Gypsy. So he's 130 points. Tim Langers, mate, you are 120. So we're looking at a bed shit and you to go perfect, mate, in the next couple of rounds to see if you can get that dong. I am 3 points behind you in third. Ringer is 2 points behind me in fourth. And the Gronk is fighting for his life down in sixth there. So a bit of a fall from grace there. But the office tipper of the competition, which is my mother, went 7 from 8 over the weekend. So she's not doing herself any favor with the old rubber. They're getting rid of the office tipper tag there either on a round like that. That was a bit wild. Dan R scores 6 out of 8. Huge margins, by the way. I think the smallest margin for the weekend was something like 32 points. Yeah, 32 went to the Gronk. Oh, no.
What happens if it's 40 mil?
Yeah,
exactly.
I got 28 points. So, yeah. Master Bateman makes an appearance in the top 3. He got 5 out of 8 with a 34 margin. I got 4 out of 8. Horrendous shit from me. Gronk, 4 out of 8 as well. Slippery Gypsy, 3 out of 8. Ringer, 5 out of 8, mate. So not too bad there, but Slippery, mate, you wouldn't want to have a couple of more weeks of those.
Yeah, no, I fucked up. I
Fucked up.
Yeah, I think I've just handed Dan the chocolates on that one, mate. I've still got a joke around thoroughbreds, but yeah, I'm looking at a perfect round and an absolute bed shit by Dan R. And I don't think it's going to happen because that lad has been very accurate this entire season. So
He has.
yeah, I think old Dan, he might have the chocolates, mate.
Fuck, I tell you what, she's hard to pick which round you're going to go for your joker too, with the last 2 remaining.
Yeah. Teamless
Dartboard
Tuesday
kind of shit, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll probably just go this one just to fucking rip the bandage off. Probably get 2 out of 8, and you know.
Yeah. We'll move over to the Supercoach comp here. Huge scores. Okay. BJ's Battlers, mate. 1,598 points for first. Clap, clap, hurrah. That moves you into 391, 91st position overall for the comp. Excellent innings.
Fucking incredible.
Raise the bat. Master Bateman makes an appearance on this list as well, 1,465 for second. Pain in the Hunt scored 1,443 for third. He got you by 1 point. 1,442 for you, sitting in fourth overall for the comp there for the week. Slippery Gypsy, you want to explain yourself, mate? 1,340.
Mate,
Good Lord.
I was just watching my players just absolutely play out of their skins. I think nearly every single one of mine scored a try. Mate, I was just all for it, eh? I was all for it. Daly Cherry Evans, 115. What?
Love to see it.
Drinkwater, 106. Mate, it was just, she was unreal. She was unreal. And for once, I actually put my captain and vice captain on people that scored more than 20. So that definitely helps. It definitely helps is what I've learnt this season. But my team is still, what's this?
This is, when you're playing a round of golf and then like you've been playing shit all round and then you like chip one to within a foot in like on the 17th and you go, ooh, I'm back here. This is what this is. Like the old Supercoach gods are just reeling langers in for next year. Like, we've got you. Pay your subscription, lad.
I seen something about golf there. It's like the average golfer is like one birdie away from having an unhealthy confidence on his next round, and that is Langers. He is another 1,300 away from just signing up for next year immediately.
Yeah, I think it's also refreshing for me to know that if everybody else gets 0 and I end up getting 10,000 this next round, then I'm going to be in the lead, and then she's going to be nothing but celebrations after that. So that's what I'm looking for this round, and we'll see how we go.
Just a casual 850 each.
Yeah,
big week in Supercoach.
just to really line out how frantic this season has been. And when I first played 3 years ago, 3 years ago, I scored 29,962 points and I finished 30,000 odd, right? Last year, I scored less points and scored 36,000 in that range, in that position. This year, I'm going to break my scoring record. Like, I'm going to score over 30,000 points for the first time. And I'm going to finish the worst I've ever fucking finished.
Yeah.
This super coach has been just a roller coaster of shit. I don't know, in good ways or bad, but hey. So BJ's Battlers sits atop our pile, obviously. Elsie's Echidnas, top 5,460th by the looks of that. So doing great. Kane and the Hunt moves into the top 10,000. Good job. Good
Nice.
job. Good little late run. Gronk sitting in 4th overall. He is just outside. He dropped 785 positions, but he's in the top 15,000. So he's having a pretty good finish to the good area. I wonder if he can make a push for the top 10. I wonder how close they all are.
2 big years.
It'll be interesting. To say the least. But I have 0 trades left, so I am God, Jesus, take the wheel kind of shit from here on in. I think we're all in that boat. What about you, Langers? How many trades you got? You probably got 5 boosts and fucking...
I think I've got 2 trades left.
Oh, yeah?
But
Yeah.
I don't have
That's
any
all right.
money, so, what am I going to do?
Well, just send it all
two
the way
trades
in.
left with
Yeah,
11,000 in the salary. So
Yeah, but you'll be sweet because if they
hopefully- I don't
rest
know what
everyone,
to do
you'll
with
get some cheapies for fuck all that'll go big. Anyway,
Yeah,
I won't go
yeah,
there.
that's true.
Good point.
I'm going like
Oh,
a
Here
bastard.
comes
shit.
that 10,000 score, boys. You just watch.
Yeah. Here we go. Just so we know, the Broncos team, penalty Broncos team, full of Broncos, scored 1,010 on the
Okay.
weekend, and I'm pretty sure I haven't touched that in about 6 rounds, so that's still got Adam Reynolds in it. So if you're being knocked out by an all Broncos team in the grand final, sorry.
Sorry.
Best bets, fucking 1 leg.
1 leg.
Mark Nawanganditawase can throw a flick pass spiral behind his back to a Robert Toya, but cannot find the line, unfortunately. Jai Gray gets over in an early one in the first game, so happy days. Tamika Upton scores like she does every other time, so good there. And Katoni Staggs crashes over in the second minute of the game. So if we had had Mark, she would have been early celebrations at the Penalty Broncos HQ. But unfortunately, we go a swing and a miss, and we try again next week. Then we move on to Road to a Million. 7 out of 12, 58%. Closer than usual. We had five drops. Hammer was the one that ruined the streak there for us.
5 in a row.
And then we went,
what gets the blood pressure going.
Yeah.
That was getting me up and about. I'm not going to lie.
And then Hammer dropping it in a game like that too, where the Blokes have scored at least 5 tries there. It's fucking ridiculous.
I can't believe that under 40.5 was going to be one of the safest bets of the whole fucking round. In the Storm game, then we dropped. What do we drop? Philip Sami didn't cross for us. Junior Tupu didn't cross, and Jermaine McEwen he didn't go over. And I went the West Tigers 1 to 12 and over 50.5. Only got one of those legs. So fucking Cowboys. Anyway, we'll get a bit of redemption this week. We'll go again. We'll stick it to them again. We'll throw the Road to a Million back on, and we'll see what it ends up. Okay, I think we're done and dusted. Anyone got anything else to say, or we will wrap this shit up? We've chewed off the Thoroughbreds' ears pretty good for this one. What about you, Ringer, mate? You got anything there? You look like you're biting at the bit.
Oh, just the only thing I want to say, just to have one last shot at the Panthers because they could knock us out in the fucking finals. But they're saying that they're going to rest some players this week, to give them a rest. personally, I think they don't want to shatter some confidences to go 3 fucking losses in a row, because I think they've got the Bulldogs this week, don't they? So they've had
Yeah, they do.
Storm, Raiders, Dogs. Probably not great for the confidence.
Yep.
Like, they're locked into the finals now. I think it's more about, okay, we're not going to fucking shatter these blokes playing the Dogs, because if we go 3 losses in a row against the teams that we're probably going to be coming up against in the final, probably not great fucking for the
Yeah.
confidence. So anyway, I just
I
thought
love
I'd
that.
like to have that
Love
little
that
jab.
shot across the bow, mate.
Fuck yeah.
And to the bloke in the comments that told me that they went 9 in a row and then they lost to the 2 best teams in the com, all you said was you had basically admitted you can't win without your trainer. So
Exactly.
keep that one. Might want to keep a lid on that one there, brother. Anyway, we'll move on. That's us
Righto.
done and dusted. Hey.
Righto. Talk to me about Instagram, my
Oh,
boy.
yes, we do have something. So we've been very patiently sitting at about 999 to 102, 1002 followers on Instagram there. We haven't quite locked it down. So we want to do something big. When we did lock it in, we want to do a giveaway to the Thoroughbreds. We have done that thanks to Mr. Ringer here with his reel about the Panthers and the mockery that it is that they lost in Golden Point. So we're sitting at about, I think we're at 1,081 now. So we've pushed well past. Hopefully you're all going to stick around. So look for the socials for details on this one. It will be like a share kind of comment and share type shit. It'll be what are we calling it? We're giving it just a giveaway pack, a Penalty Broncos giveaway pack, mystery box, as it is at the moment. We'll find out how many Broncos players there have been in the history of the club. You got to pick a number between 0 and that number and share it around. And then whoever comes up with a number that is automatically generated, we'll filter you out. We'll put you in another automatic generator. We'll pop out a name and then we'll send you a gift pack there. So make sure you look out on the socials for that. We'll run it pretty hard and we might hopefully do it on the next podcast.
Yeah,
this fits right that this is our 50th podcast as well. So a half century for us. But yeah, good stuff. Good memory.
Raising the bat.
Glad you reminded me on that one. Raising the bat a little bit, just to the crowd. Hardest slog, that one. That was terrible. Let's hopefully we can race forward a little bit faster on that one.
Yeah.
Right. Thoroughbreds, that's all from us. Send us your thoughts on the episode and on the game that we all witnessed there. I actually, just to fuck around again, really apologize to the people who have been hanging out for the NRLW episodes. It's just been an absolute shit fight to try and find the time in the week to do it. I know that doesn't sound like an excuse we should use, but at the start of the season, we all set up for Sunday NRL, and then I thought I could carry on with the NRLW midweek. That hasn't been the case. So we will try and get one out this week. We'll try hard every week, obviously, until the end of the season. But next year, we're looking to sort of lock down something that we can do there, because the girls really are doing some really good things over in the NRLW, and they should be having a grand final berth this year. Potentially another statue to add to the great hall at Red Hill there. But yeah, anyway, share with us your opinions and whatnot. If you're listening, you found us, please share us to your mates that haven't found us yet. Like and subscribe, get all the updates when the podcast drop and whatnot. Head over to our socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. A like on our post costs you guys nothing, so please just hand them out. Comment gives us motivation. We love the engagement of what's going on there. And sharing our content introduces the page to others, which we really do appreciate. Bet responsibly, bet for fun and not for the rent. Be a contributor to society. Stay out of one another unless it's consensual. We'll gallop off into the weekend. We'll see you at Team List Tuesday and at the game. Catches.
Cheers, Thoroughbreds. Check out those socials for the upcoming giveaway. Should be a good one.
Thanks, Thoroughbreds.
No, absolute